Hi everyone, the sun is finally here. I'd like to introduce Anker Solix's new plug-and-play solar kit, which includes 2 to 4 solar panels, and most importantly, a new battery, the Solarbank 2 E1600 Pro. This kit isn't for energy independence, it's meant to lower your electricity bills. Do you have an inverter where you will directly connect your solar panels? The inverter's internal storage is 1600 watts, and underneath, you will be able to add up to 5 battery modules of 1600 Wh each to reach a maximum installation of 9.6 kilowatt of storage. Let's review everything in 4 main parts after installing the product. So, a first part about the solar panels to see if they're really that good. A second part will focus on the main feature of this kit, the Solarbank 2 E1600 Pro, to determine the value of the inverter and batteries. Third part, we'll talk about the smart controller and especially the mobile app that comes with this kit. And finally, we'll do a profitability calculation, because if we buy this kind of product, it's mainly to make it profitable, to make it a good investment. Before we discuss the installation, I want you to know this video is sponsored. Anker Solix sent me these products so I could test them in advance and give you an objective review with the pros and cons of this kit. Anker Solix offers you the choice between 2 or 4 solar panels of 435 watts in bifacial or 445 and 540 watts in monofacial. As you can see, I installed 4 540 watt panels for a total of 2160 watts peak. That's the maximum offered by Anker, even though the Solarbank can handle up to 2400 watts peak. That's already pretty good. Photovoltaic Geographical Information System says I should produce about 2722 kilowatts per year where I live. The panels are 2.28 meters by 1.13 meters. They're really huge, but fortunately I have enough space in my garden. That's why there are options on the website. It depends on your available space and installation location. By the way, you're absolutely not required to use the panels that Anker sells. You can simply buy the Solarbank, and it's compatible with almost all brands of panels. But you'll see that the ones from Anker are pretty good and have a good quality to price ratio, let's say. They're guaranteed for 12 years and will still generate 85% of their power after 25 years. That's much better than the other panels I've tested. These 4 540 watt panels, including mounts, cost 1,276 euros total, or 319 euros each.
That's actually a very good price.
If Anker Solix can offer such low prices, it's mainly because the panel mounts aren't assembled at the factory. So, you'll need to allow about an hour and a half to 2 hours for 2 people to assemble the 4 panels. The mounts are also much less stylish and much less practical than what other manufacturers offer, but they do the job just fine. Honestly, I don't have much to say about these panels. They offer great value and are easy to install, though it takes some time. If you find something cheaper or better elsewhere, it'll work with the system too. So, only advantages? Now let's move on to the next step, connecting your solar panels to your battery. You can leave this battery outside since it's IP65 rated. Using multiple battery modules can be unstable. It's best to place them against your house wall and secure them. The Solarbank 2 Pro consists of multiple modules. Let's begin with the top one. This is the one that contains the microinverters and an internal storage of 1600 W on the side. You'll have 4 inputs to directly connect your solar panels using the 353 meter cables that come with it. Just plug them in on the side and you're done. You can also choose another Solarbank model with 2 panel inputs for 1200 W, half that of the Solarbank that I have. With 4 inputs for 4 panels, that's 2400 W. These products have a 10-year warranty and last about 15 years. The second part of this Solarbank will be the battery modules that will stack underneath our main module. We can stack up to 5 1600 W modules for a total storage of 9.6 kilowatt-hour. 5 kilowatt? To consume 97% of what the 2160 W peak panels will produce. Also, make sure not to send excess production back to the grid. For free on the grid, Anker recommends taking 3 battery modules in addition to the inverter. So the setup I have gives me a total of 6.4 kilowatt of storage. The battery modules have a 10-year guarantee and last about 6,000 cycles at 70% capacity. That's about 15 years of use under good conditions. Even though you can obviously continue to use them after those 15 years, they'll just have less and less capacity each year.
The battery only supplies 800 W to your house, so it won't make you self-sufficient. You'll still need the grid.
But don't worry if one day you have a power outage on the inverter side. You still have a 235 outlet that can deliver up to 1000 W of power. This will allow you to power the most important devices during the power outage. In normal use, really, you'll install your battery outside, connect your solar panels, and then plug the battery into an outlet in your house to supply it with electricity. But to know how much the battery needs to send to the house, we need to know how much your house consumes. So we'll come inside to our electrical panel to install the smart controller, which will be connected to our mobile app, so that we can control all of that. Everything will occur in the electrical panel. We'll clip our smart controller onto a rail next to the circuit breakers, regardless of their arrangement. And this smart controller has 3 clamp meters. These clamps will allow us to measure the current flowing through the electrical wires. This lets us see how much energy the house uses. We have 3 of them because I imagine it's for a 3-phase installation, whereas we have a single-phase installation like most people. Well, I only put one on my main supply. The smart controller has a small antenna to communicate with the battery outside and tell it exactly how much the house is consuming in real time, so that the battery can send exactly what the house needs. Actually, this smart controller needs to be powered, so we'll have to bring in 2 electrical wires to power it, like a regular circuit breaker. Either you install a circuit breaker specifically for powering the smart controller, or you do like I did and connect it to the circuit breaker right next to it, which shouldn't be a problem. Be aware that Anker does not provide the circuit breaker or the electrical wires. You may need to buy 1 or 2 extra items for this installation, which is unfortunate. Absolutely make sure to turn off the power at the main switch before doing any of these steps, because you could hurt yourself and also damage the equipment. What if power is on during installation? Once your whole system is installed, you can turn the power back on, grab your phone and download the Anker app. This will allow you to update all the products you've received, add them and create a system in your app. I'll show you what it looks like now. The app shows the panels are producing 2,125 watts on this very sunny day. The house is only consuming 297 watts right now, and so the difference there is 1,339 watts. There you go, it varies. It's going to recharge our batteries, which are charged to 43%, and right now you can also see that I'm consuming 0 watts from the grid. Right now I'm self-sufficient, and tonight my battery will be recharged. My panels no longer produce power, but my house should still run on the batteries. I shouldn't need to buy electricity. In summer I should be nearly self-sufficient, but winter will be different. Below you have a summary of everything you've produced. I can see that I've produced 95 kilowatts, which has saved me about 23.78 euros on electricity. I installed it a few weeks ago, the system, so you can see that it's already interesting. We can look further down. You can also see that 45% of what I produced went into my storage and was consumed later. At night, 15% powered my house during the day, and almost 40% was sent back to the power grid for free. Here, you might think it's strange, there's 40% that I didn't use. 2 weeks ago, when I installed this system, I had just 1 battery, the inverter, and a single battery module. A big portion of my production went unused. That's why it's important for you to have at least 2 to 3 battery modules in addition to your inverter, to store all that production. And so you can maximize the profitability of your installation and not send electricity back to the grid for free. The app is really well designed. You can see in real time what our panels are producing and in real time what the house is consuming. You can see the status of our batteries, how fast or slow they're charging, and you can see what we're consuming from the grid. I enjoy checking each evening how much electricity is left in the batteries and how much the house uses. Will I be self-sufficient tonight or need to buy electricity? Maybe I'll run the dishwasher tomorrow. It really allows us to have data to consume and produce our electricity better. The only small downside of this app, which isn't really one, is that the on-the-grill network is translated as Grizz. Apart from this translation error, everything works really well. I didn't have any problems. This is among the most polished solar panel apps I've tested on this channel. Let's finish this video with the most important question. Is it worth it to install all this? Let me suggest we take the most optimal kit as an example, the one I have, with 4 panels of 540 watts, a Solarbank 2 Pro and 3 battery modules.
To be able to self-consume 97% of what we produce and thus maximize the profitability of the installation.
For now, I haven't told you the price of this kit. I'll let you leave a comment on the video. How much do you think this kit will cost? That way I can see if you guessed correctly. In France, this kit will cost 4,939 euros. That's a lot of money, but you'll see that it pays for itself quickly. It's going to save us a lot of energy every month. But we need to go check. Now let's move on to the profitability calculation. I do this in every video. I'll show you everything. Photovoltaic Geographical Information System shows my panels will generate 2,722 kW per year where I live. They will lose up to 0.6% power annually, reaching 85% after 25 years. We must also consider that electricity prices in France are expected to rise 10% in 2025 and 4% annually based on current estimates. I entered the data into a table and will show the results soon. Remember, my model is idealized. In reality, you'll probably produce a little less than what I'm going to show you, but it will already give you a good general idea. And since I'm doing exactly the same calculation for each system, it allows me to compare the different systems a bit. In 6 years, the kit will save us 4,660 euros on electricity. It will take just over 6 years to recoup the initial 4,939 euro investment. And over the 15-year lifespan of the batteries, the kit will produce about 13,705 euros, which means a net profit of 8,766 euros. Or you can look at it another way. Your kit pays for itself in 6 to 7 years, then provides savings for the battery's remaining 8-year lifespan, according to Solix. Well, you'll have free energy. And after 15 years, the batteries won't be completely dead. They'll still have 70% of their storage capacity. So they can still be used, they'll just be less efficient. When your inverter and batteries are completely dead after 15 or 20 years, your solar panels will still work for decades longer. You can reuse them in your next system. So, in the end, you achieve long-term profitability. Thank you. In conclusion, it's an excellent, easy to install and use system that quickly pays for itself. You'll tell me there's always a cheaper option somewhere else. Honestly, 2 of us finished the installation in under 2 hours. We just had to stack. The only things left are screwing in the panels and clipping in the battery. It's a very easy system, even for those who aren't handy. No inspection or authorization required. Nothing at all, actually. And on top of that, we have something that's very stylish, I think, compared to what's offered by the competition. I already said you don't need authorization to use this kit. However, you will still have to make a self-consumption declaration to Enedis to let them know that you might send surplus electricity back to the grid. It's not surveillance. Enedis just needs to know the places where electricity might be produced and the places where electricity is consumed. That way, they can manage the grid better. If you want to know more about all the administrative procedures, no matter what type of solar installation you have, I made a video on this and will share the link here. I hope this test helped you better understand this new system from Anker Solix and also helped you compare it to other systems available on the market. If you're interested in going even further than this kind of kit and actually having a fully autonomous solar installation on your house, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Because soon I'm going to install it, I'll make a video about it, so it's going to be very interesting. Thank you for watching this video until the end. Feel free to let me know what you thought about it in the comments. See you very soon on the channel. This was Julian Malara. Bye.